of the wonderful shipwrecks have submitted some confessions into the Mythos marshmallow. So we are gonna be going over these confessions. Our first confession. Poseidon, I have a confession to make. I like femboys and wish to date one. However, that's not all. I enjoy cross-dressing. I own a maid outfit and enjoy dresses and women's clothing. This is honestly the only thing I could think to confess. You know what? All power to you. Whatever you like is what you like. As long as it's not hurting anybody, I won't judge. If you like wearing dresses, wear dresses. Kill it. If you like femboys, you like femboys. Okay, this is actually very based. So don't ever feel ashamed for liking things. I appreciate your vulnerability. I know this was probably might have been difficult for you to even talk about, but I appreciate it. You're very brave for that. And you know what? Go get yourself some more dresses. If you want the main outfit, oh, all power to you, man. We have second confession. As a wee young lad, I once flashed my friends during a sleepover. Huh. You know what? I'm not even gonna lie to you. I feel that. I feel that. But I may or may not have flashed people before, so I get it. Especially like sleepovers. Sleepovers can get wild, man. Things happen during sleepovers. When it's late and the parents are asleep and the kids are alone. Crazy things happen. There was one time during a sleepover, I had almost set my friend's kitchen on fire because I decided to put an empty chip bag in their microwave while everybody was asleep. It was just me and my friend. And let's just say the microwave was making a lot of noises that it should not have made. I'm totally straight, but I keep having intrusive thoughts about docking. What's docking? Hold up. Docking meaning a very intimate and intense sexual act performed by two uncircumcised men. Hey, you know what? You could be like straight romantically, but some people sexually are not straight. Like I said, like sexuality is so diverse and broad. There's not a single, I don't want to say there's like a single definition. I identify myself as bisexual, but I'm pretty much a 50-50 split. So I prefer, you know, males as much as I prefer females. It's a 50-50. But some people consider themselves bi. Some of them might prefer girls more than boys. So it's a spectrum. It's very much, there's not a set, you know. You could be bi-curious. That could be something that you maybe. But the thing is with me, I don't like putting labels on things all the time. But yeah, it's like I said, it's a spectrum. Don't beat yourself up over it. Everybody kind of goes through their own little journeys, you know. But thank you for again being vulnerable and just, you know, being brave about posting these. And things can change and there's nothing wrong with it, you know. When me and my ex were during intercourse, I fingered her at one point and it was wet thinking it was her juice. But once I put it in her mouth, I had a moment of realization that it was her blood since I popped her cherry. Yet she did not say anything that I know of and yet continued to finish until we were both done. Never again. So you put your mouth and you tasted blood? I mean, there's something called a hymen, guys, okay? A hymen is almost like a little, it's like a little thin layer of skin that is kind of in the vaginal area that you can break by having things inside there. So you definitely popped your cherry that way. Probably weren't expecting that. Probably to get just some blood. I mean, it's good that you say never again because once it's popped, it's popped. Oh my god, is this sex ed? I mean, I feel like I'm experienced enough to be able to talk about this because I'm very open about talking about these things because honestly, I don't want it to be a taboo thing. That's why I talk about it openly because one, it's important to educate people, and two, it's just kind of like, you know, I don't see anything wrong with talking about it. It's normal. It's a normal activity to do. Foreplay is very important. Be gentle. Know your limits. Also, you know, have safe words and all that. Safe words are a thing. Poseidon, I have something terrible to confess. Something that I have been hiding from everyone. I'm sorry to say this, chat, but Trey Legacy is not my Kamayoshi. I know Trey must be heartbroken about this from not your Rip Trey. That's all I gotta say. I literally don't have any other commentary on this. Just rip. Poseidon / Sin Confession. You really should have required a fee for the lewd ASMR audio. You know, I will say, I plan on releasing paid lewd audio content in the future. But right now, at least the next one's gonna be free. But, you know, my chat has been working hard to get the sub goal, so that's why I've made them free. But Gumroad thankfully has an option, so you can tip if you really do want to pay for it, which is, again, 100% optional. I mean, I appreciate you saying that they require a fee. A family member took too long in the bathroom, and so, like any other rational person when brought to the limit, pissed on my bedroom floor. Never have I cleaned my floor so hard after it happened. Number one, let me just start off by saying I'm really sorry that you were put in this situation. Number two, was there anything else other than the floor you could have peed on or in? Like a water bottle, a cup, or something? I can't say that this has happened to me before, but like, this fucking sucks. Better the floor than the bed. To Miss Poseidon, it is a sin wanting to delete all kinds of fan art I made for the goddesses just because I feel cringe at what I made. Asking for a friend. Did you make fan art for us? I don't want to say delete it. If you don't feel comfortable posting it publicly, that's okay. There's nobody pressuring you to post things and all that. But I would really suggest, I don't draw. So maybe my opinion doesn't really matter in this sense, right? But I want to just say like, keep it, because if you continue practicing your drawing and, you know, as time goes, you feel more proud of it, it's really good to have something to look back on and be like, wow, I started this and now I've improved this much and have this. I feel the same way about certain things too. I save a lot of my old auditions I send off, like my voice acting auditions. I still save some of them. I think I still even have some of them from like 4 years ago. And I listen back to them and I'm like, holy shit, I did not sound good. And then I'll compare it to like the auditions I send off today and I'm just like, holy moly, there's a big improvement. Don't beat yourself up if you are not proud of what you're making. That's okay. Your feelings are valid, but don't let those feelings take over you. Don't let them take over you, okay? So yeah. But it's okay. I have committed a sin, the sin of greed. I've easily spent a couple $100s on packs and booster boxes. P.S. I will eat a full key lime pie whenever I have a major sweet tooth. You know what, buddy? It's okay. I have probably spent thousands and thousands of dollars on Pokemon packs and booster boxes. So don't be ashamed. It's not a sin. As long as you are not going broke and that you are being responsible with your money and that this is money you can afford to spend, you're fine. What are your thoughts on cheesecake? I fucking love cheesecake. Cheesecake is delicious. I will say one of my favorite things like I've ever tried. There's this one ice cream place in Vegas called Sorry Not Sorry Ice Cream. They sell the best ice cream. So apparently I did not know this. There's a legal limit of how much fat you can put in dairy. How much fat a dairy product can contain. These mofos at this ice cream shop have hit the absolute legal limit of how much fat you can put in a dairy product. And when I tell you this ice cream was one of the best things I've ever put in my mouth. Absolutely delicious. Go to Sorry Not Sorry Ice Cream. Go there. I'm telling you. I'm not even joking. I went there. There was a 30-minute line around the building at 9 p.m. 9 p.m. at night. There was a 30-minute line around the building of people wanting to go eat this ice cream. I stood there. I was with my friends. And I was just like, you know what? We drove 25 minutes from the Las Vegas Strip to go to this place. We are waiting in this line. That wait was fucking worth it. It was worth it. It was so good. I dream about that ice cream. It's so good. I didn't climax to Poseidon audio. That's fine. I didn't expect everybody to. That's okay. I have 2 confessions. One horny, one not. I like looking at Futa, R34, and I have a bad habit of punching things in my room when I rage at a game. Okay, first off, we already had the hentai tag tier list, right? Futa, based. Bad habit of punching things in my room when I rage at a game. That sounds like a gamer moment. I will say, though, that might be a habit you want to look into maybe leaning off of. Getting physical isn't really a great thing to do. I get it though. I get it. There was a time where Poseidon had a bad habit with also raging at games, specifically League of Legends. I don't know if this will work, but when you feel like punching something, just clench your fists. And if you really need to hit something, like find a pillow or something to punch. Don't break things. Don't pull a hole in your wall. Don't break your desk or any of that. It's a habit that is gonna be really difficult to break, and I get it. I 100% understand. But thank you. There's nothing wrong with Futa, by the way. Nothing wrong with Futa. Honestly, I was in a dark place when Mythos came out, and if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be where I am right now, and I owe my motivation and my happiness to them for inspiring me to better myself. Because of them, I pushed myself to get out of my shell and explore new possibilities when it comes to streaming and making friends, and I love all of them for it. Oh, this is so sweet. Oh, this is so sweet. Thank you. It makes me really happy when, like, people say this, where they're like, wow, you inspired me to stream, or, you know, all that. Thank you. This is so sweet. I'm gonna send this one to the Mythos girls when I get a chance so they can see it too. But thank you. So we have the second to last one. This is a long one. Dear Poseidon, I am writing today to confess a sin I find so embarrassing but also so funny. I've done some covers that have found good success, but most of my successful covers have found their visibility because they were freebooted, reposted by aggregate channels. So I most likely will never be able to erase them even if I wanted to. My sin is that I've done a Homestuck parody cover of popular songs from circa 2010, including one that would be considered a thirst rap by today's standards, and the aggregate re-upload are some of the most viewed covers of all time. It cannot be undone, and unfortunately this is probably the least egregious of my Homestuck related crimes, but also most I can bear to confess right now. Forgive me, mommy, for I have cringed. Please spare me, though I understand if you spear me instead. I like the ending. Number one, I'm really sorry that they were re-uploaded by channels. I am not very familiar with how copyright, takedowns work. If you really do want it taken down, I'm sure if you ask them or email the channel, message them, let them know, like, hey, I'm not comfortable with this cover being up. This is something I deleted from my channel. If they are a good person, they are going to take it down. And if they don't, you can always go to YouTube and let them know. But I mean, if it's getting a lot of views, is it really that bad? But you know what? If people are enjoying it, that's good. But if you really don't want it up on the internet anymore, maybe take the steps to try to get it removed. We have one final one. Hi, Sidey. Here's my confession. Oh God, I think I know who this is. In high school, I drew a whole spicy-ass yaoi dojin of my OCs, and my mom found it. And now I can't draw anything that's too NSFW without feeling any kind of primal fear from that experience. Okay, first of all, that is horrifying. Also, I have a really good feeling. I have a good feeling on who this is. I'm not going to say it because this was submitted anonymously. First of all, I just want to say I'm really sorry that this happened to you. This is a horrifying experience. And just to kind of make you feel better. So young Poseidon was grounded for like a whole year. Because Mother Rhea, when Poseidon was younger, she was on the internet she was like chronically on the internet. I'm talking 12 hours a day on the computer. So when you're on the internet too long, you find questionable things and you start consuming content of it. Probably content you should not be consuming. It rhymes with the word kentai. There was a day that I was consuming that content on my phone. I only had one phone. And I went to bed. Mother Rhea, being the overbearing mother she can be, went into my room while I was sleeping, grabbed my phone, was very, very curious to see what I do on my phone, what I search up on my phone. This is not a regular thing that Mother Rhea did. It was a very much on the whim. And unfortunately, I did not close out of the browser tab I was on my phone. The very next morning, woke up. She was very upset at me. And she said, Poseidon, you are not old enough to be watching this stuff. You are now going to check in and check out your phone from me for an entire millennia. So, yeah. Am I proud of it? No. Was I embarrassed for the millennia? For the rest of the millennia? Absolutely. I wish I knew what incognito was back then. And you want to know what else happened too? She moved my computer to the living room because she did not want me to use a computer in my room anywhere. I say this to myself all the time. Everything good and bad that has happened to you has led you up to this moment now. You know what I learned, actually? I learned to be sneakier about things. But I just wanted to share that story because I didn't want you to feel bad about this. So I totally get it. I get it. That is actually the last confession for the night. Thank you guys for submitting your confessions. They were a lot of fun. Thank you guys for your vulnerability and being able to open up about certain events that have happened in your life. I'm very it was entertaining, but also like hopefully my blabbering and all of that, my yapping, my somewhat advice kind of helped. And if it didn't help, I'm really sorry.